Alright guys, this is Colin Jordan with the Brantford Exchange. Today we're going to be making a video about buying the dip. We're going to look at Nugget, which is a gold stock or a gold ETF. Right now with all the volatility in the market and all of the, uncertainty, I guess, I think the gold stocks have been performing pretty well. So we're just going to go over how to buy the dip, how to buy the dip.
So much keep that going, bro. That almost be fun.
Yeah, we're going to go over how to buy the dip because this stock is currently uptrending. And yeah, basically you see all of these volatile swings in it, but buying the dip can be a really good thing because if it's bouncing off that SMA, which is this yellow line right here, then that could be a good thing for you if you're looking to get into an uptrending stock but get in at a good price. Then you obviously want to buy in when it's pulling back and not when it's peaking out, like up here, like right here, right here, right here, right here. You want to buy it when it's closer to its SMA, which is down here, down here, down here, down here.
Yeah, like one of the biggest things that we have and that other traders that we speak to and people that are beginning to start trading is like they never know when you should buy into like a particular stock or ETF because you're waiting and you'll see it start to pull back, but then that's when your mind starts racing and you're like, okay, is it done pulling back yet? Is it going to keep dropping? Am I going to miss it? And then it continues to trend up.
Right. And we want to make sure.
Got to be kidding me. Yeah, Mom. Just start the fuck.
We want to make sure that you guys are getting in at a good price, though, because we saw a couple people in the Discord, having trouble about, when to get in, when to basically get into a stock, when is a good time to buy that dip. And so it's one thing to look at the 180-day 4-hour chart, but more importantly, when you're looking to enter a position, you want to be looking at it on the 1-day, 1-minute chart, because that's where the VWAP is going to be most useful for you, and that's a good indicator of support and resistance as far as buying the dip goes. When is it going to stop dipping and when is it going to start to reverse?
Just think of it this way. If you're going to enter a position, if you want to buy a dip, you wouldn't look at the 4-hour, 180-day time frame that we normally look at if you're going to swing trade. So if you're going to get in, that's going to be, within the day because you're going to get in directly when you say, okay, I'm buying now. That's today, that's that day. So you want to look at the 1-day, 1 minute to get your best entry, and that's what Cole was talking about right here. So that these are some things that you could use for that. You got your VWAP, you have your RSI, everything that you would normally use, but you're using it in the 1-day, 1 minute time frames.
Because the swings are happening within that day, and you're looking to get in this day. So you want to look at the swings that are happening right now, not over the last 180 days, because the swings that have been happening over the last 180 days might not be relevant to your entry point today. So that's why you want to look at that 1-day, 1 minute. So for example, if we look at the last trading day, which this is Friday over here, this portion is today, but since we're midday, we're at 1 o'clock here, I'm just going to look at Friday, which is the last trading day. So for example, you see early in the morning you had a dip, it bounced off the bottom VWAP. So if you were looking to get in, you want to get in, close to whether it's trending in the top of the VWAP, the top half of the VWAP, which would have been, right in here. You would have been seeing it bounce off that middle VWAP and then started to trend up until it got to its top, until it got to the top of the VWAP and kind of, that's a resistance because all of these lines act as support and resistance, including the VWAP, including the SMA, and including the EMA.
Yeah, and always keep in mind if it's trending below, so you see the yellow and then you see the middle purple line, so those are the VWAP indicators, those 3 lines. Mm-hmm. So if it's trending below or in between the purple and yellow, that means it's trending down overall intraday. You don't use,
and you can see that you can see that today how it is trending below in the bottom VWAP, and it is trending down. You can see it's continuing to trend down.
Yeah, you can see where the low is of 1718. You see how it started breaking above that middle VWAP, and then see how it acts as a support because as always, old resistances become new support and vice versa. So that's just one way to know if it's trending up, and then you could better if you can get in. If you can get in at the bottom VWAP or if you can get in at the middle VWAP before it bounces, those are pretty much your best entry points.
Right. The only thing that you don't want to be doing is that you don't want to be getting in at the top of any line on the VWAP. You don't want to be getting in at the top of the top VWAP, and you don't want to be getting in at the top of the middle VWAP because that'll act as resistance, and you don't ever want to get in near a resistance.
See how you can't even see the VWAP on this, so you would have no idea.
Yep.
You see, it's VWAP is based for intraday plays. It's pretty much...
It's quicker moving than your EMA and your SMA because, as you can see, like we're saying here on this 4-hour chart, you can't really see the swings within the VWAP. It's not really useful when you're looking at candlesticks that represent 4 hours worth of trading.
Yeah.
When it is useful is when you're looking at it on that 1-day, 1 minute, and each candlestick represents 1 minute worth of trading. It's a lot more useful on that smaller time frame.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the main point. That's what we really want to show you guys is that when you're sitting there and you're looking at a stock and it's down and you see it dipping and you're asking yourself, when should I get in? This is what you want to be looking at when you are asking yourself, when should I get in?
Absolutely.
You don't want to be looking at, you really don't want to be looking at any other time frame than the 1 day, 1 minute. That will give you your best,
your most precise entry. You want to be getting that most precise entry because this is showing you on the most up close. It doesn't get you can't look at time frames on any closer time frame than the 1 day, 1 minute. I don't think. I mean, I think that's pretty much as
that's pretty much
as far as standards go. That's as small as it's going to get. That's as close and as precise as you can get to seeing exact price movements, which is just it's minute to minute. So then, other than the VWAP though, obviously, like we always say, you want to make sure that you're looking at the MACD. Right here, you can see that there is a buy signal on the MACD. It's starting to point up, and you can see how we showed you guys how to set up these arrows before on your MACD, and of course the RSI. You want to be getting in closer to 30, but it's not always super important, especially on the 1 day, 1 minute. The RSI is going to look different than it's going to look on the 180 day 4 hour. As you can see, here it's kind of the RSI is pushing back down towards 30 on the 180 day time frame, but if you look at it on the 1 minute, then it's kind of pushing up towards 70. But that being said, of course you want to buy closer to 30, although that's not everything. And of course the MACD, you want it to be pointing up or signaling a buy signal, but that's again not everything. That VWAP is really important. You want to make sure that you're getting in closer to the bottom line of either the middle line or the bottom line. You don't want to be buying in at the top close to like right here would be a bad time to buy into this stock because it's obviously that's going to act as resistance. That top line is going to act as resistance.
Pull up like the VWAP so they can just see the setting. So the VWAP, I think we just have it default.
The default. It's just going to be.
See how it says day because that's what
-2.
that's what the VWAP is based off of. And then I think you are the one who made a video. He went over how what the VWAP is and how to set it up and everything. So if you guys if you are still confused about the VWAP, this is just it in practice. One way of using it. And in this scenario, today's video obviously was how to buy the dip, and VWAP is pretty much the main way of how to buy the dip. So you guys can definitely go and check that out. We can put a link to that video in the description for you guys as well.
And then also, if you have any questions about we have a whole video on setting stuff up in your settings, setting up these indicators. If you don't know how to set up these indicators or you're curious about what indicators to use, we have a video going over that too. So
that's going to do it for today, guys. So definitely share this, to a friend. If you guys have anybody else that's interested in investing, for those of you that are already in the Discord chat, feel free to invite whoever you want. And then if you're not in the Discord chat, we'll put a link to that in the description below. Drop a like, comment. If you have any questions, reach out to Caller Eye anytime. We'll always be there to respond for you guys. And then lastly, stay tuned because we do have other videos that, like we talked about in our New Year video. We have a bunch of new videos that are going to show you what Cole and I do with our lives coming soon. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
And that's that. All right, guys.